All right. Presumably, this is Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. It's probably Tuesday night. You know what? I'll commit. It's Tuesday night. Super dope. My name's Kyle, and this is our podcast on Godzilla King of the Monsters that me and Brandon did this past Saturday night. However, I was really sleepy today, dude. Like, just had to sleep a couple extra hours this morning. Couldn't get out of bed. Yesterday was my birthday. I didn't do anything crazy or rad or anything, but I guess I celebrated today by sleeping 2 extra hours. Anyway, thank you to the people who reached out and said happy birthday to me. I appreciate you. Anyway, my point is I'm late in posting this today, and it's probably a good thing I am because Dragon Ball news. Woo! All right, so I feel like this kind of deserves its own episode a little bit, and in full disclosure, I feel like most of that episode would just be like, yo, listen to this clip where we talked about this being exactly the case. Basically, here's the news. In the Broly Blu-ray in Japan, and the booklet inside of the Blu-ray case, there are some interviews, and those interviews reveal some things. So Animation, man, really squeezing every last drop out of the marketing push here for sure. So much to the point that the first hint they're giving us about the next animation, at least that is, post Dragon Ball Super Broly, is actually revealed in the final product taken home for, home distribution. That's fucking funny. That's so fucking funny. All right, so let me read this to you. And just to give credit where credit's due, the first person I saw report on this was Ken Zaro. All right, Ken Zaro, kind of friend of the show. All right, so new Dragon Ball Super movie interview with Akio Ayoku. That's an editor at Shueisha, and Norihiro Hayashida, the producer of Dragon Ball Super Broly. All right, Ioku. Ioku. We are steadily working towards the next Dragon Ball movie. Since Broly was way too strong, I think maybe next time things will head in a different direction. This time around with Broly, we raised the bar with many different portions, so we're trying not to burn out. From here on out, I think Dragon Ball will continue, so please look forward to it. Huh. Quote from Ayashida. When we raised the bar for the movie, we came to realize a few things. The staffing, casting, and various other things for the movie were so good that we felt it can't get any better than this. But due to this experience, we'll make things even better next time. That's a hell of a quote. Talk about saying nothing. There were few. This is back to Ayoku. There were few things we couldn't achieve this time around. So I think next time the results will be much better. What? Please look forward to it. All right. So they're already working toward the next Dragon Ball Super movie. Okay. No announcement of an anime. Now, I think this definitely deserves a more in-depth conversation, and I need to look at it and think about it a little bit more. But here's my initial thoughts here. Just because they announced the movie does not mean that they are not announcing an anime. Back in the day, they released 13 Dragon Ball Z movies from 89 to 95. 13 movies concurrent with the anime airing week to week. There's a strong possibility that they've announced this movie first to throw us off the trail a little bit. At least I hope that that's the case. Now, obviously, the question then would be if they were to run concurrently in Tooper, or the fucking anime Twitter, I hate you, but it's a clever enough name, I guess. The question would be, when then would they announce the anime coming back? And we've got radio silence on that. So much to the point, it's June 4th today. We expected a July debut, and we're a month off from July, and we've got nothing. So people are kind of thinking that maybe it's just the movie. I don't know. That being said, the movie's not going to be coming out this year in 2019. Just because work has started on it. They've announced that work has started on it in June. Doesn't mean that it'll be ready for distribution in 2019. This is likely a movie that will be ready for 2020. Because, we had well over, I think it was a full year, maybe a little bit more than a full year of an announcement from Broly. from the time we learned what the movie was going to be about, from the time, well, originally we learned it was going to be about Super Saiyan God shit, and then 6 months later it was like, oh, hey, it's Broly. Whatever. We figured out about a year in advance what the movie was going to look like. So 2019 is not going to happen for this movie. If you remember back to an episode we did, fuck, man, it was before Super ended, so I want to say it was October or November of 2017. We did an episode back then talking about the fact that Toei had registered additional domain names for Dragon Ball Super movie. I think it was 2018, which we found out was Broly. 2019, or I think it was Dragon Ball Super 2018, 2019, and 2020. So we assume that meant a movie in each of those years. Obviously, I don't think we're getting a movie this year in 2019. But maybe we get an anime at the end of the year. I don't know. For those people who think that the announcement of the movie means that we aren't going to be able to get an anime, I mean, you're thinking small, yo. This is Dragon Ball. They did it for 6 years, and if you count the 4 films that they released, well, fuck, no, wait, is 3 films that were released when the original Dragon Ball series was on the air between 86 and 89? Even then, that's a movie a year. Think about that. They did a fucking 13 Dragon Ball Z movies in the 6 years that Dragon Ball Z was on the air. That's a movie every 6 months. Think about that ridiculous breakneck schedule when you break it out like that. There's precedent for anime and the movies running concurrently. So thinking that this means no anime, I wouldn't rule it out, yo. I think it's very possible, especially if, as many have reported, if Super's been in production since October of 2018, they have a significant ramp up time on it. There's no reason why they wouldn't be able to easily allocate resources over to a movie staff occasionally, to have some consistency between the show and the movie animation quality and styles. So I don't know. I think it's the play here. I think they're getting ready to get back to being king of the goddamn anime world. Fuck One Piece. I know everyone's like, oh, One Piece. That's cool because One Piece was inspired by Dragon Ball, but nope. Dragon Ball's king. All right, so that's my quick, less than 8-minute Dragon Ball thing. Enjoy this podcast on Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I have to edit this podcast right now. I'm recording this Tuesday afternoon. I have to run out of the house soon to go play a gig. Play some songs to the people, because that's what else I do. I play songs. All right, King of the Monsters. I'm done babbling. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy it, or if you're new to the show, we did have a lot of new people pop in last week. Just, I think, by finding us through Godzilla stuff. Really, the huge spike in numbers last week by doing some Godzilla content. So if you're new to the show and you're checking out what we're talking about this year as opposed to last year in Godzilla world, welcome. I appreciate you. Hope you will rate and subscribe the show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever the motherfucker you listen. And that's it. All right, gonna go try to talk kaiju now. Talk to you soon. Sub it up. We are in the streets. The streets of Tokyo.
Or 1984 Lower Manhattan.
You like this shit?
Yeah. I feel like this is like right out of seeing how like the first Ninja Turtles movie.
Dude, I wish
like Foot Clan background noise.
Dude, I wish I could say that I'm on that level of musical composition, but I'm just not.
Oh, Miss O'Neill, we've been expecting you.
Oh, Jesus. You see, in 91, that's cool.
Well, I bet you have.
Wait, I mean, you don't know what that dude looks like. He could be Asian.
Right?
Yeah.
A present.
All right. Pojira, super dope, or just Pojira?
Yo.
I mean, Pojira, but it's on the super dope feed. So.
Lots of super doping going on this week.
Yeah. Lots of super dope. Lots of Pojira super dope.
Woo.
So my name's Kyle. This is Brandon.
Yo.
Doczilla.
Hey.
Yeah, I think Doczilla is your new name. Professor Brandon, Doczilla himself.
I've been writing scripts.
So we started doing Godzilla movies last year. February, March, probably, and we did probably 4, I think.
We did, and 3 survived.
3 survived. Unfortunately, Godzilla Raids Again, probably one of your favorite movies, right?
It was.
Was.
So we, had a
Ooh.
podcast about it.
Oh, wow. All right. Wow. Calm down. I'm sorry.
Everything smells like tuna fish.
What in the... Oh, my God. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's probably a good thing that we lost that. Yeah. The weight... Oh, my God. Now I want to see if I can fucking salvage it.
That de-escalated very quickly.
Yeah, it got really bad. We just couldn't stop talking about the smell of burnt tuna fish. Burnt tuna
Just
fish.
hammering it in.
Angurus.
Sean Larkin.
What the fuck is Sean Larkin mean?
He's a brewmaster.
Okay, yeah. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Pinky Swear, Revival Brewing Company, right out of Cranston, Rhode Island.
Word.
Making a beautiful raspberry ale.
I'm drinking a Flying Jenny extra pale ale from Gray Sail Brewing of Rhode Island.
Ooh.
Woo! Local beers. Also, I got whiskey in the other hand. What up? So we're talking about Godzilla King of the Monsters today. So we went and saw it on Thursday night. That being said, if you haven't listened to, we released Godzilla 54 from the one that we recorded last year.
Yep, the Japanese version.
Japanese version, not the American version. Although I think it would be interesting if we did the American version with, what the fuck's his name?
Raymond Burr. Which is ironically titled King of the Monsters.
Ooh. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Godzilla. Godzilla :
King of the Monsters.
Word.
Yep.
So we did that one, and then we also released the conversation we did last year on Mothra versus Godzilla. So
That's a good one.
If you haven't heard those two, you should go listen to those two first. Also, if you have not seen Godzilla King of the Monsters, we're not gonna give you a full plot beat because like a breakdown of that because that's fucking boring.
Right.
But we will be talking spoilers. So
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it, you don't want anything wrecked for you. This is your warning now.
We'll give one more warning before we get into the plot.
What's the second warning?
Just turn off now and come back later.
How about something more, I don't know. What's the word? Urgent. Like,
Urgent.
fucking stop it. Stop it now. This is spoilers.
pause.
No. You're going to be spoiled.
Proceed.
Yeah. So, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Brandon,
Yeah.
Doczilla. Basically, I'm going to ask you the questions today, and maybe I'll give you some opinions of my own. It was peppered in, but like I'm more interested to get your thoughts on this shit.
I'm ready.
First of all, oh, nice. First of all, what did you think of the 2014 Godzilla?
Sorry, I had to indulge for a second. I thought it was good. As I think we discussed in a prior episode, the difficulty for me with the 2014 movie was I felt a little let down because many of the trailers and lead-ins to it maybe gave me the perception that it was going to be a darker movie, that it was not going to be as, I don't want to say hoppy and bright, but I thought there was definitely going to be a darker element as seen in, say, the original Godzilla.
Okay.
Where, the idea that Godzilla is a force of nature is displayed, but I think that it was going to be a lot heavier than that maybe a lot more destruction and hopelessness was going to be displayed. The final product was still great. It looked beautiful. It had some great scenes. At the moment, it kind of made Godzilla a borderline hero anti-hero.
Okay.
Where he seemed a little bit more on the side of the people as opposed to, say, like, he saves the day, but then just destroys the city. Yeah. Like, that could have been more of a, whoa, that was heavy kind of, we're in his world kind of segment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
overall, were you happy with it or no?
Yeah, exactly. The statement that I will give,
the biggest common gripe is that too much focus on the human drama, specifically in that 2014 movie.
Oh, and again,
like every time Godzilla's about to do something cool, it cuts back to the fucking humans.
I literally watched Rodan, the original Rodan from 1956 this morning, and Rodan's in it for probably 10 minutes max. So, I think as long as the human element builds up well, it doesn't matter, It's like Jaws. I mean, if you think about, how much of that movie actually do you see the fucking shark in it? It's mostly the human element of building up the hysteria and the momentum and the danger, and then, it happens. But, I think overall it was a good movie, and the ground statement that I will provide under any circumstance is the fact that any opportunity to see a Godzilla movie in theaters is always going to be a good opportunity. So it may not be the greatest movie of all time, or it may not be as good as some other Godzilla movies, but I will still enjoy it
because it's Godzilla on the big screen.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of movie that's what theaters are made for. Big scenes and big moments and big explosions, just like the Fast and Furious movies. Like, you can watch it at home on USA or whatever. You can tune in and out. When you see it in theaters, there's a lot of like big moments happening.
Yeah. And a lot of it is the experience of seeing it in the theater, seeing it on the big screen, seeing it with the ridiculous sound system.
The sound systems.
Whether it be the roar of a goddamn Vin Diesel car.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel car.
The fact that you're pissed because you drank all your soda and ate your popcorn before the last trailer.
Dude. I fucking housed some popcorn when we were there on Thursday.
Dude.
I should not. I don't know. I lied to myself. I was like, just get a medium popcorn. Okay, yeah. You'll be fine. And then I was like, Kyle, just get a tub. It's only like 75 cents more.
Right.
And I was like, yo, motherfucker, you're going to throw at least half of that out.
Nope.
Don't be wasteful.
Nope.
And then I was like, I got the medium anyway. And I was like, this thing ended too soon.
Yeah. Well, and I think maybe one of the benefits of I had an edible just so that by the time the movie started, it was kicking in.
Do you want to give the audience an idea as to why you're just eating edibles and going out in public? Because that's not something you normally do.
I'm trying to pass a kidney stone.
Yes, Brandon is in immense pain right now.
I'm good right now, but it could happen at any moment. So I took one as a precaution.
Word.
So that if things started kicking up, the one benefit I had was I knew I had to pee, but I could hold it for a much longer part of time.
Because your body was relaxed.
Because my body was just so relaxed and turning off triggers that it was like, I have to pee, but it's cool. It's all right.
Did you think that the movie was long?
No.
I thought it was pretty short.
No, it was short. The last movie I took an edible for just purely entertainment.
Brandon has
reasons.
a journal of all the movies that he takes.
No, because it was recent. The last movie I took an edible for, just for pure fun, was Captain Marvel, and that movie was like 10 hours long under the influence. There.
Did you not enjoy Captain Marvel?
Oh, I loved it. I was like analyzing the fuck out of that movie.
Oh, all right.
You could see like the computer turning in my head. Like,
sheesh. But
Godzilla was not, I think, a long movie. No. It was 2 hours and 12 minutes. Keep in mind, too, that, I've seen Endgame twice now, so that's 6 hours of my life that I've utilized.
3 for me.
So, yeah. So, I think going from a 3-hour movie in the theater to a 2-hour movie in the theater.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is a big difference.
Yeah,
and I was completely straight watching Endgame both times. I mean, I was crying most of the second time, but...
Not the first time?
I didn't expect it. The sad boohoo moments, like, they happen in real time. But when you go and see it again, you're preparing for them. You know what's coming.
So you cry while preparing for the moments in which you're going to cry? Yeah, because it's so sad.
Stay on the ball here. Godzilla.
Yeah, stay on the ball. All right, so given what you've said about 2014, Godzilla, what were your expectations going into King of the Monsters? Because now you're getting Rodan and Mothra, 2 of your favorite kaijus. Oh, and King fucking Ghidorah. Like,
so I will admit my first reaction. Wow, that was a heavy vehicle.
Dude, I live in a dope neighborhood. Anyway.
My first expectation or, feeling towards Godzilla King of the Monsters was not a positive one. So
Really?
yeah.
No. Back up. Not. What was? Wait, your expectation was not positive.
So this is
You
this
thought it was
is-
going to fail.
This is no. I didn't expect it to fail. My expectation was low. My excitement for it was low.
Because you thought they were going to fuck it up.
No. So we're going back 4 or 5 years now.
Yep.
Right after Godzilla 2014's release, and they released that the next movie's going to feature King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra.
Oh, we skipped a step even. I mean, King Kong Skull Island, I haven't seen it,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
kind of like the link in between, and they
So,
beat you over the fucking head
this
with the
is-
fact that this exists in the same world as King Kong Skull
Yeah.
Island in this movie
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
6-7 times.
They show him, and so
Jesus!
right after Godzilla 2014 is released, like immediately after at the San Diego Comic-Con,
Yeah.
there's a panel there, and they show a little thing where it just shows the silhouettes of the 3 other monsters that are going to appear in the next movie. And I mean, again, a Godzilla movie is a Godzilla movie. Great. I'm excited. But like, it was like, oh man, it's King Ghidorah again. It's Mothra again. It's Rodan. Cool, but
Well, yeah, they got to
Again.
do all the banner, what the fuck with the marquee monsters, you
and
know?
they were proud because they bought the rights to those 3 monsters, or they leased the rights to those 3 other monsters.
Yeah.
So of course they were going to be like, oh man, let's use them all again.
Flex.
So I think I was, I mean, for days and days and weeks and years, because it was, a 5-year span. Like, people would talk about fan theories every day and like, oh man, what do you expect for the? And I just ignored all of it. I didn't pay attention because it was just like, these are movie monsters that I'm familiar with for 20 years, 25 years, whatever. I'm not going to get like super ecstatic and like just wreck myself out with excitement for monsters that I've already seen time and time again. Will I get excited as they get closer? Of course. And I did. Started seeing the trailers and it was like, oh man, this looks cool. This looks fresh. They reveal all the monsters in the trailers and it's like, oh man, Rodan looks badass.
Yeah, it did.
I've never had a great love of Mothra. So I was just like,
I love Mothra. I love Mothra because Mothra was one of the only Godzilla movies I saw as a kid.
yeah. No. And that's a great affinity to grow up with.
Yes.
For me, Mothra never really did it for me. King Ghidorah never really did it for me. As we'll be working on in the next few weeks, when we see Godzilla team up with Rodan and Mothra, it's a very loose alliance because just shortly before Mothra defeated Godzilla, Rodan and Godzilla were fighting. So, and I think the fact that, seeing them appearing in their new way was cool, but like, for me, it was mostly seeing like, oh man, how's Rodan gonna
look?
Because there's no way that they're gonna make Mothra like a villain.
No.
There's no way
She's best
that
girl.
Yeah, there's no way that they're gonna make King Ghidorah, a hero. So what's the wild card? What's Rodan gonna be like? So as we got closer, my expectations got higher, and I got excited for the movie, and when I saw it, I was pretty stoked. It was cool.
So that brings me to the next question. Initial impressions. If you had to give a letter grade after watching the film,
Okay,
what's your letter grade?
I'd say a B.
B?
B.
Yeah. We're pretty much in the same boat. I'm like a B minus.
I saw you were a B
area.
minus. Yeah. I'd say a B.
You've got much more like a wider point of reference. Like the grade that I give it is like I live in a dope ass neighborhood. The grades that I'm given are based off of like my other Godzilla movie. Like it's a grade for a Godzilla movie, not for fucking Oscar winner of the year, obviously. So that actually brings us to the larger question of like the critics versus Godzilla fans on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that later, but just bring it up now.
Yeah.
Critics are,
it's a fucking nightmare.
what did you say it was around a 40% or something?
I think it's like 44 on Rotten Tomatoes, and then it's hovering between 89 and 91 on Fan.
Yeah, which basically brings me to a larger point. I'm grading mine as a Godzilla fan.
Yeah.
The critics are grading it as movie critics.
As moviegoers, yeah.
Fans
the average person
are grading it likely as Godzilla fans.
Well, and also too, how much influence of that is they want it to succeed, so they're gonna maybe oversell it, overvote for it. You
Maybe.
know? I don't know. That everybody's individual. I'm not gonna knock somebody if they're trying hard to make it succeed. I'm happy to see it succeed too. You know, if somebody likes it, great. If somebody didn't like it, that's their opinion too. Like, I'm not gonna like, you know, fight them for, well, it was so much better.
I fucking will.
I've seen you do it.
What? Have I? Who have I fought? Anybody?
It's for different stuff.
I've
but
thrown Jimmy down the stairs a couple times. I mean, he kind of asked for it. Would you see me do?
Oh, no. It's more like the Vic fights and stuff.
Oh, yeah, let's not.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to be called
TBD.
I don't want to be called a soy boy again.
A spice boy.
Oh, man, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I'd rather see it again if one or two more times before giving it a final grade.
Yeah.
But I had fun regardless of the influence.
Yes.
And, you know, I think that, you know, for what it was and the action, it was enjoyable. There was not, you know, so many people are complaining, oh, there's not enough, you know, humans in it. There's too much humans. There's not enough monsters, blah, blah.
So, all right, perfect segue. What did you like about this movie? Definitively, what did you like?
What did I like? I thought that the plot was
about as self-serving as it could be to get every single monster in the fucking world.
Yeah, right.
If not a screen time, at least referenced.
I thought that the plot was
except Angus. That was the one thing I looked for the entire goddamn movie.
He's not licensed, so he can't.
They couldn't even have like a little Easter egg on like one of those maps with like 17, 18, 19 monsters active. They couldn't just have one little I was looking for that kind of shit, man.
Right.
No motherfucking Angus. I'm mad about it, okay?
All right.
So what did you like?
What did I like? So I liked that the plot line was fresh. It wasn't just aliens versus humans, good versus bad. It was we are now in the possession of communicating with these creatures. What can we do with it? And then someone's like, I know, let's unleash them. And, you know, like, this is where I kind of saw a plot hole. Like, the woman had the idea, like, we can carefully release them one at a time and kind of clean up the planet, not like destroy it.
Yeah.
And then Bad Mojo with the beard was like, no, we're going to just like go buck wild and just unleash them all at once and just like eradicate humanity and start fresh. So, you know, the fact that creating a way to communicate with the monsters was, I thought, pretty cool. And then the fact that they utilize this is both a good point and a bad point that I'll discuss in a minute. The idea of that these are animalistic creatures and there is the idea of alpha male,
right?
And, you know, they're going to submit to a greater power. Like, I thought that was a pretty cool idea. That's some, like, you know, Animal Planet.
So that's not something that's typically referenced within Godzilla movies. The idea of Godzilla or King Ghidorah being the dominant kaiju within a movie or film, and the other the other kaijus like just submitting to them.
Not in the way that it has. Yeah. So, like, for example, you'll see a bunch of monsters team up and destroy all monsters.
Yeah.
I look at that more as like a sports team, and Godzilla's the captain. And they follow his lead because he's kind of the captain, not because of like an alpha male predator. It's just
same
like,
kind of thing. It's the same idea, though.
In a way, yeah, but it's not ever discussed.
It's framed differently, especially with those movies. Godzilla's a little bit more like a humanistic. He's a little bit more. He shows like a little bit more emotion than, say, the animalistic Godzilla that we saw in the movie on Thursday.
Yeah, well, and that's just to cater to kids. That's not a storyline. It's more of a, you know.
But my point is, he's easier to be like the de facto leader in that sense. It's kind of different in this sense because it's more of like we said, like more like the animal kingdom and like the circle of life, like the dominant alpha fucking species that can rule all. As like, king of the goddamn jungle.
Yeah, they'll frame it more as like teammates or tag team partners or friends. Like when he teams up with Jet Jaguar.
Dude, I want to see those two guys have high fives.
Yeah,
which movie is that?
Godzilla versus Megalon.
I want to see it so badly.
Like they team up as a partnership as opposed to like, you know, alpha male. So the fact that there's a created alpha male kind of animal instinct, cool. I thought that was fresh, and I thought that was a good idea. You know, it was so easy for them to just be like, well, we sent this monster from space. He's obviously bad, and everyone's going to team up against him. He's here in Antarctica. He fought Godzilla once. But because of his skills and his abilities, he's going to be a predatory alpha male. You know? So I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah.
You know, the battles were great, and, you know, the fact that you get to see so much kind of kaiju combat was cool.
I personally feel like it wasn't enough. But that's
certainly, yeah. I would have liked to have seen
but what we saw
and more.
Was fucking great.
But yeah, and I think that's what it was. There was just enough of it that it left you wanting more.
Yes.
You know, because like how much, and we've already gone into spoilers, so I'm sorry. Urgent.
Dude, we already fucking did the spoiler warnings like 15 times.
It's like Carole King, it's too late, baby, now. You know, it would have been badass to see more Mothra versus Rodan combat.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that, like, Godzilla was getting some badass hits on King Ghidorah was, like, you know, slamming his head to the ground, fucking taking a head off. Like,
oh, my God.
That was pretty slamming.
I want to see the 3-hour cut of this film.
Yeah.
So badly. All right. So I feel like you and I both enjoyed much of the same things.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting enough story. It basically gives you enough of an excuse to get as many monsters involved as you can.
Yeah.
And all the while, like I said, I was looking for Anguirus Easter eggs throughout. Anguirus.
There's so many Easter eggs.
I can't fucking say his name right, can
Anguirus. There's so many Easter eggs.
I've heard Anguirus.
Yeah. Anguirus.
Anguillus?
Fuck, yeah.
That's a new one, dude. Anguillus?
Anguillus.
With a double?
Angilas.
No. I don't know. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I got Anguirus.
I was looking for Easter eggs for him throughout, but like there are a billion Godzilla Easter eggs on this thing, and even me, as like we'll say a casual-ish Godzilla fan, I picked up on a lot of them.
What'd you pick up on?
All right, just the fact of the oxygen destroyer.
Oxygen destroyer. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I love the way that you say it. All of the Mothra stuff with, well, in all honesty, I thought that Millie Bobby Brown's character was going to be like the stand-in character for the twins for psychic, Mothra.
Which they got Easter eggs.
Yeah, they did. And
so you caught it too.
I totally, 100%.
Okay.
Like, and that was just like so jammed in there. That's actually my larger point is like an Easter egg like that. While I appreciated it and I caught it, and she's like, "Oh, we're third generation monarch."
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
My sister found Mothra.
Yeah, like I appreciated all of that.
That was cool.
But
that
at
was
the same time, they shoved it in so quickly and tried to make it fit in within like 60 seconds.
Yeah.
That like if I hadn't had that point of reference for Mothra from the films that I have watched,
it
would have made no sense. And I'd be like, "What the fuck is this? This is dumb."
Very much of that movie is made for the fans.
Yes, and basically they make these references or Easter eggs.
Yeah.
For the point of appeasing fans.
Oh, yeah.
I wish that and if you're going to do that, if you're going to make it fan service the movie anyway, Godzilla style.
Yeah.
Give us the fucking 3-hour cut. So that way these things are done well.
Yeah.
That's like my main,
I mean, you can call it an Easter egg when King Ghidorah is atop the volcano, and there's a cross in front of him. That's from Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, where Ghidorah is destroying a village in front of a Shinto shrine.
Yeah.
The fact that Rodan comes out of a volcano, that's where he's born from in the original.
Exactly.
You know, there's so many Easter eggs. The Meltdown Godzilla.
The Meltdown Godzilla, exactly. You haven't hit him with the nuke again. So like, and that's another one that really bothered. Like, you can have Godzilla lose at the second act of the movie, and then have him come back and whatever. You can even do it with the Meltdown Godzilla to have him get bigger, stronger, on fire, blah blah blah. You could even do that without having him get hit by the oxygen destroyer, and then having the whole Sarazawa. Like, I'm pissed that they killed Sarazawa.
Yeah,
that's another Easter egg in and of itself. Is that Sarazawa in this movie sacrifices himself like Sarazawa does in 54.
Exactly.
Like,
very much.
All of these are just callbacks to other films on top of each other.
Yeah.
And the Sarazawa shit sucks because he was one of the few human characters that was he in 2014 too?
Yes.
So he's one of the ones that carries over from this 2014. He could have been a common thread to this next movie.
Main monarch characters are both killed off.
What the fuck, man? He was one of the only good human I liked him. Millie Bobby Brown didn't really do dick. I thought that she was going to be Mothra's like conduit to be able to communicate.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
But
yeah.
homegirl, Emma, is that her name? The mom.
Emma Russell, yeah.
Yeah, she's a pretty cool character, I think. I mean, she's fucking bananas in this movie. But
yeah.
I
well,
like her
and
character.
the fact that she tries to like redeem herself, like...
And she kind of does, and they're just like, oh, you cool now? You're being less crazy now?
At least she
Cool.
killed herself so she didn't have to go through prosecution. You know?
Smart.
The fact that she unleashed all this shit.
But, like, had she not done it?
Yeah.
Her family was going to be like...
Written and directed by George Lucas. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man, I can unleash all these monsters. I don't want to. Written and directed by George Lucas. They use Mothra as the first one to unleash. I would say... You know, and others can probably correct me if I'm wrong. This is the closest alliance ever made between Godzilla and Mothra.
Is it really?
The fact that they literally list her as Queen of the Monsters, so she's the balance to his King of the Monsters.
Is this the first time Mothra's ever been billed as Queen of the Monsters?
Yes.
Okay.
I think officially.
Okay.
Officially. I mean...
I just feel like most people don't... Well, I mean, unless you've actually watched a fucking Mothra movie.
Yeah.
Some people don't always realize that Mothra's a woman or a female.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, in Godzilla versus Mothra, they're enemies. In Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, Mothra develops a loose alliance between Godzilla, and Mothra. So they're very loose allies.
Yeah, fucking
the
common
enemy,
enemy, that's it.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. By a few movies later, Godzilla is fighting Mothra again in, what is it? Big Duel in the South Seas. Ibira Hara the Deep. Or Ebera.
Big Duel in the South Seas. Wow, that's like almost the dragon. That's almost the name of the Dragon Ball.
There's some good ones.
Movie.
Yeah.
Big Duel in the South Galaxy. Is that the
right.
tagline of the beginning of the first Broly movie? I don't know. Continue.
And then there's other loose alliances / enemies where Godzilla and Mothra are either against each other or for each other. So the fact that she's very much clearly the, second part of Godzilla's protectorship of the,
like, she's first fucking mate.
yeah
she's number 2.
like that's some Gamera shit where like they're guardian of the planet.
Number 1. Is it
what?
number 1?
What?
I don't fucking watch Star Trek. What the fuck does Jean-Luc Picard call the dude
Number
from...
1? Yes.
Yeah, I just called him number 1.
Come with me, number 1.
Number 1, I order you to check a number 2.
Aw.
Beavis and Butthead.
Who does he work for? So having Mothra as a complete
and like complete ally. Like she doesn't
like
ever
no
take
doubt
a swing.
about it.
She doesn't ever take a swing at Godzilla throughout the entire movie.
No, it's a complete alliance.
Rodan's really the wild card within all the battles, which kind of blows. Like Rodan's done some fucking heavy shit in his history with Godzilla.
Rodan was so cool looking. First toy I bought for this was like the new Rodan toy.
Oh, wait a minute. The NECA one?
No, I got the Jack Specific.
Oh, so we got the NECAs in for Godzilla and Mothra.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Yo.
All right, so Godzilla is fucking so dope. His tail had to be like packaged in a separate thing. So Mothra though.
Yeah.
12.5-inch wingspan.
Dude, that shit is super dope.
But like the little insect body is it's seriously like this fucking like
what, the
maybe,
larva stage? Or
No. I mean, like,
the imago. Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
What is that?
When it erupts from the cocoon, it's an imago.
Whatever the fuck the wings come out of, that little piece of the bug, is like maybe 2 to 3 inches long.
Yeah, dude. The neck of Godzilla looks massively dope. I gotta pick that up one of these days.
I got him, dude. Going to work tomorrow.
What? You're going to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Shit.
I had to like talk myself out of buying one today.
Oh, dude. I thought you were gonna pull it out. I'd be like, yo.
No.
All right.
It's fucking. It's nice. I'm not a huge fan of the eyes, but the head in general.
What's
is
the
like,
discount?
I got 20% discount.
So he'd probably be what, $25?
28.
28. We'll talk later.
All right.
Anyway, so what's the next question?
So my next question is what?
Because we're gonna segue into this bitch.
What?
What did you not like about Godzilla?
What did you hate about this movie, Brandon?
Hate's a strong word. I'm not gonna say I hated anything.
Not hate. What did you not, or what did you feel like could have been done better? Turn on the lights. Turn on the lights, bitch.
So, These are just personal criticisms. I'm not gonna knock the movie. Personal things I would have liked to have seen, but not. Again, it's not gonna be against it. The fact that Rodan was just a lackey,
Yeah, man. Rodan
made
didn't
me
do
boo-hoo.
dick.
I had the boo-hoos after that.
I wasn't happy either.
I mean, you know, we saw the preview. Rodan fights King Ghidorah. Badass, man, that's cool.
But in the last part of it,
Like, I thought like Rodan was like maybe gonna like go all fucking cards in, launch an attack or something. But he submits to King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that personally, but the fact that it helps create that alpha male story makes it a viable scene. It's useful. It's, you know.
No, I get it.
Little inkling, little part of me at the end towards the end of the movie was like, oh man, Rodan's gonna switch sides and then like be badass. No. That was a super nope for me.
Mothra fucking gores? Not gores.
Mothra will impale Rodan.
What the fuck did I say? Gore?
It can be, yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Mothra fucking impales Rodan, but Rodan lives. And
Rodan gets knocked out.
And again, Rodan serves that same purpose at the end of the movie when Godzilla ends
showing,
up supreme.
and then Godzilla
He's the first
like kind of.
Well, actually, no, that fucking weird ass woolly mammoth shows up, and I'm like, yo, Godzilla's with the fucking woolly mammoth right before we cut to the credits. This is dope.
Well, I thought Godzilla was gonna take out Rodan because he was like he gave him like a dirty look, and I was like, yo, shit's gonna be Unforgiven. This is like some Tombstone shit right here.
So
and then Rodan bows and happy ending. Gilligan's Island theme plays. Gilligan's. The other, I guess, gripe or complaint was maybe it would have been cool to see at least one other monster on monster action, like Godzilla in his path to Boston. Like,
yeah, but did you know that this takes place in the same world as King Kong Skull Island?
Will you please? Will you please?
They left us breadcrumbs throughout. That's what somebody told me. They're like, oh, yeah, no, they definitely leave you breadcrumbs. And I'm like, breadcrumbs, motherfucker. They may as well get their own goddamn air traffic control signals. Like,
they fucking Dale Gribbled that shit.
This way to King Kong, motherfuckers. I don't know why y'all watching this one.
Yeah, they Dale Gribbled that shit. Pocket Kong.
For real. Pocket sand.
Pocket Kong. Pocket Kong.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it would have been cool, maybe either Godzilla wrecking a monster on the way to Boston, or even King Ghidorah being like, I don't like you, dead to me, and like taking out a monster. Like, it would have been cool to see some of these other monsters. 17 man, like there be trouble in the fields with that. Like, that would have been cool to see, but there wasn't.
But there wasn't,
you know. And you see like creepy like arachnid with like weird, you know, appendages coming out of his mouth. There was another Muto that showed up in Boston.
Yep.
Which I guess I haven't read it yet. The prequel to the movie is called Aftershock. I believe a Muto Prime fights Godzilla in that.
Oh.
Yeah. So another Muto shows up. You know, so it's cool. I'm not gonna like be like, I hate Godzilla. That was the worst movie ever because I didn't get the things I wanted.
No. Godzilla smashing shit's dope. So I'll tell you what I hated. I already said I hate that they killed off Serizawa solely for the fucking homage to the original Serizawa sacrificing himself with the Oxygen Destroyer.
That was too Easter egg.
Yeah. Like, come on, dude. I think you probably threw away one of your better human characters that was a common thread between these two movies. Stupidly, seemingly, just for the fucking idea of making that homage to 54, but also him hitting him with the nuke thing to be able to get him up into fucking fire mode, Gojira. So like,
well, even it was like what
Meltdown.
I think originally it was just to wake him up, and then they're like, oh, by the way, he's gonna go nuclear.
No, they like give him the nukes. He like says goodbye to his friends before he jumps off the submarine.
No, I know that, but that's because of the radiation. I'm saying that the guy's idea of Meltdown. Yeah.
Well,
I think they didn't understand that Meltdown was going to happen.
No.
And then he turned into a video game and had like these crazy nuclear EMP pulses.
Gotta pour a whiskey. You hear this, guys?
Which, like, I mean, that was a cool scene in itself.
It was very cool. But here's my thing.
Sure.
They throw in killing off Serizawa.
Yeah.
They throw in and in all honesty, you could probably take out the Serizawa thing where like he goes to sleep in this fucking Atlantis like underground city.
Yeah.
Where he goes
this, like
to
temple to Godzilla.
Yeah, is that a reference to anything of old Godzilla movies that you?
I mean, in the first one, the legend of Godzilla is, they would sacrifice people on Odo Island to the legend of Godzilla.
So is that supposed to be like a sunken Odo Island or something? Or?
I don't know. Maybe I think it's more to tie in with the fact that ancient civilizations had these monsters around and dealt with them. Even
So basically, it's just a scene that's supposed to provide you some exposition on the fact that these things are probably, millennia.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And the fact that Michael Dougherty, the writer and director, has like insinuated he'd love to make an ancient prequel on like how they dealt with the monsters in ancient times, or the Titans as they call them. They can't call them kaiju because they use that in Pacific Rim, so they call them Titans.
Oh, really?
I figure.
I didn't realize that was the reason.
No, they already call them kaiju in Pac Rim.
I mean, I feel like kaiju is a term that you shouldn't be able to fucking trademark or copyright. Either way, I don't like the fact that they killed off Serizawa just to make the homage there. I mean, granted, it kicks off a really cool scene in fucking Meltdown Gojira.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You've got things like that. Serizawa just kind of jumped in there. The twins thing that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown, she doesn't really seemingly have anything to do. Here's my thing. I heard that this 3-hour cut exists. Okay. So what'd you say it was? 2 hours and 12 minutes? And I mean, again, you have to take into consideration the end game factor and that we've been conditioned to sit in the movie theater for 3 hours. The last three times I've been in the movies, I've sat there for 3 hours. So this does feel considerably shorter, but it's also a fun action-packed movie. So it does move quickly in that regard too. So maybe it's those two things kind of combining. It felt like it was under 2 hours to me.
Yeah, it was fast-paced.
I would rather them give me a 3-hour cut.
Yeah.
If you're going to make fan service the movie, that's okay.
Yeah.
Give it to me in a way that everything is going to make sense, because they tried to fit everything in. They tried to cram everything in.
There were a couple of times where I was kind of rewinding in my mind what was going on to be like, okay, this is where we're at now.
Yeah.
Mostly like why she decides to unleash the monsters.
Well, that was the other thing too. It's like that. It's like they put in that twist of, oh, we're not actually kidnapped. It's we've been working together with the terrorists all along. It's like, all right, why couldn't you just done that from the fucking start?
It makes it all the more fucked up because like all of her friends in China at that base, like they all got pegged,
right? Like,
and she was just
responsible for the deaths of a lot of people. Yeah.
So,
and she's just been playing along like, oh no, I'm lying to my daughter's face. It's okay, little girl.
It's
like,
cool. It's cool.
Fucking what? Like that? Wow. The more we're talking about it, the more fucked that little twist becomes.
Pushes the button to purposely kill off her ex-husband.
Oh, all right.
Woof.
Now you want to talk about some shit that really took me out this film?
Remind me, I got other Easter eggs about bases too.
Kyle fucking Chandler. Holy shit. All right. This is not a good time to be a Kyle. 2019 is not the year of the Kyle.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
I'll tell you what's going on with that.
Where's your Monster Energy drink?
Oh my God. You're the fucking worst, okay?
I know. I like that dude because he's just so stupid. He does like living in your hometown for your whole life.
Oh yeah. No,
those are funny. But this one was just like, yo.
Also, ironically, I am a Kyle who's lived in his hometowns, I guess, most of his life. But whatever. I'm definitely not a Chad, which is basically Kyle. I mean, that's what Kyle.
The new Chad.
Kyle's the new Chad or the new Brad. It doesn't fucking matter. It's Kyle now.
At least we still
it's Kyle right now. But I keep getting tagged in these videos and memes, and like I talked to my buddy Artie about it today.
Yeah.
He's like, well, the reason I always tag you in them is because A, they're hilarious, and B, you are so not that Kyle.
That's why I tagged you in that. I don't think I've ever seen you with like a Monster. You always drink like, other stuff.
If I do drink energy drinks, it's usually a sugar-free Red Bull or the fucking purple Red Bulls.
The purple one, yeah.
I love the purple.
That's what I know
Those
you
are
for,
dope.
not like Monster Energy drink and like stabbing.
And if I ever drink a Monster Energy drink, which is maybe once every fucking 5 years, it's a
spelling
diet
the
one.
word fuck with 2 C's.
Yeah, definitely. No, double C's and a K. Fucking.
Fuck.
So my point is, being a Kyle right now is not good for me or for Kyle Chandler, because Kyle Chandler took me right out the motherfucking narrative with this shit. Listen, I never watched Friday Night Lights. I wanted to, and then I saw this motherfucking movie. But Kyle Chandler, yo, for real, fuck Kyle Chandler, and here's why. I wanted to watch Friday Night Lights once.
Okay.
And then I saw this Godzilla movie, and I was like, hey, I've seen this dude in some clips and maybe some documentaries about early aughts television. Oh, yes, that's right. Perhaps he is the dude from that football television show that everyone really likes.
Oh, yes.
Maybe I'll watch it one time because I feel like it's culturally relevant and perhaps a cultural touchstone for many a person.
Yeah.
And, you know, I heard it's a great TV show. Why not check it out, huh? Then I watched this fucking Godzilla movie, and I was like, wow, this guy's the coach? I can't even look at this guy's face for fucking... I got maybe a half hour in until I was like, yo, fuck this guy.
He seemed all right. I had no problem with him. I mean...
No.
I like the flashback scenes a lot and, like, the references to the first Godzilla.
Nah. He's, like, fucking standing out in the goddamn wilderness in Colorado, just, like, fucking taking pictures of wolves eating each other's things. Fucking... No. Yeah. Fuck this guy. So, we watched it on Thursday night in Fall River at the... what do they call it? Like, the picture...
Showcase.
The picture place or some shit? The picture place.
Picture place.
All right. So, I don't know who this girl is, but...
Okay.
I wish I did. And the reason I didn't try to...
If you're listening.
Yeah, if this girl happens to find this. I didn't talk to you because you got up and didn't sit for the post-credit scene, all right? But I wanted to talk to you because Kyle Fuckface, what's his name?
Chandler.
Yeah, Kyle Fuckface Chandler. I don't remember what he said, but he had this scene. The dialogue in this movie... It's not quite George Lucas bad, but it's rough at points. And
there was some like hokey things.
Yeah, and Kyle Chandler was pretty much the one delivering all those hokey things.
Him
Fuck
and
that
Bradley
guy.
Whitford were competing.
Talk shit about Bradley Whitford one more time.
Oh, let's bring this guy in for a beer. He said that.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it wasn't West Wing quality, but it was all right.
I mean, you don't got Aaron Sorkin fucking your lines all the goddamn time, but like Bradley Whitford is working with what he's given, all right?
All right.
Bradley Whitford is a fucking godsend to this goddamn cast. You fucking be nice to Bradley Whitford.
I liked him in the movie.
Yeah, no shit you did. Take back what you said.
That was the only reason, like, my wifey wanted to go to the movie.
All right, listen. Kyle Chandler's a fuckface, but he united me and this chick who sat next to me. Okay. So he says something really stupid in his stupid Kyle Chandler way, something to the effect of like, oh, yeah, well, what'd you think was going to happen when you release a big old monster? They're going to take you out on a picnic? Like, literally that level of dialogue.
Yeah.
And me and this girl at the same time are just like, yo, fuck you, Mark. Yeah, you suck.
You suck.
I think I said, fuck you, Mark. And she said, yeah, Mark, you suck.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, this girl's all right. And then about 5 minutes later, she reaches into her backpack and unzips it like mad slow. Like she picks up her soda to the right of her, takes a sip, and it's empty. And she's like, oh, and she like puts it down. And then like she just unzips her bag real slow to the left, like the armrest in common with me. So I see this whole thing going on. And she just takes this little fucking bottle of wine out, pours it in her soda cup, puts it back in her backpack. I'm like, yo, this girl is fucking dope.
That's the real way of living.
Anyway, Kyle fucking Chandler is the goddamn worst.
All right.
He took me out of the goddamn narrative so much. Like, I get what his position is supposed to be. He's the guy who understands how the orca works, okay? So that's why he's trying to track down his terrorist-separated wife and try to take back his kidnapped Millie Bobby Brown daughter or whatever. I get why he's there, but you couldn't have got... He was in the first movie too, right?
No.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. He wasn't in 2014?
I mean, he's retconned in the
That's why I thought that he was in it.
No. Those are new scenes. He's retconned in...
This cocksucker.
From what do they call that? Flashbacks.
So 2014 Godzilla don't give me nothing about his little dead kid?
Not until this one. It's retconned.
So you could have picked literally anybody fucking else from this movie. You were not obligated for this actor from 2014. For 2019, you could have gotten anybody else, but you got Kyle fucking Chandler.
Guess who's back? Chandler's back.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
And he lives at the end of the goddamn movie.
And he's in the next one. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no. You know that, yeah?
I believe he's in the next one, yeah.
I mean, he kind of...
She is. Millie Bobby Brown's definitely.
And that's her data. I fucking hated that guy. He took me right out of it.
I think he's
a terrible fucking actor. Or, you know what? Back it up. I haven't watched him in Friday Night Lights, which everyone really knows him for. Are you all right? Brandon's got to lock his car.
I couldn't remember if I locked it or not.
All right, is it locked?
It is now, I hope.
Word bird. I've never watched Friday Night Lights, just what everybody, keeps him in high regards for, but I don't want to now. I don't want to at all.
I don't.
You liked him?
He was all right. I was gonna say I think it's a football movie, so I don't have any interest.
You're dead to me.
One of the other complaints I have is
TV show, but
not relative to the movie, but
okay.
I was glad I wasn't the only one who noticed this under the influence, because maybe I thought it was just the weed kicking in. But the lead up to the movie, this is down to the movie theater, was extremely long.
What?
Like, okay, so it was 7:00. You commented on it too. You were fucking making me just like,
oh, you mean
die
how many
laughing.
motherfucking previews we had to watch?
So, but even before the previews, the previews.
Oh my god!
It was like the longest 5 minutes of my life, because fucking this asshole over here is one of those fucking previews where it's like, make sure you get your snacks.
So they finish all of the real movie previews, and then it's like, make sure you get your concessions at the lobby.
Like even before that.
Oh, I just look at him. I'm like, yo, you ready for some ice cubes?
Yeah. Oh, here comes the popcorn. You need some Coke.
Ready for some cola?
And that fucking happens. Then there was 6 previews. There was 6 trailers.
Dude, that
before
shit
the
was
movie.
after 6 previews.
It took forever to get the fucking movie started. Popcorn was done, my Sprite was drank, pee was coming, and the movie hadn't even started yet. 6 trailers.
Listen, you can't have this be a legitimate rant or complaint about this movie.
Endgame had won.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
You're basically complaining of the fact that you had to pee.
No, it's just I was excited for the movie. Here it comes.
Like you were ready to pee
another
anyway.
trailer. Then another trailer. Then another trailer. What? There was a trailer for X-Men. Right?
Yeah, I can't wait to not see that fucking
There
movie.
There were so many trailers, I can't even remember which trailers there were.
I'll wait till Netflix has Dark Phoenix, because that's maybe where it will end up.
6 trailers. It was.
Oh no! Well, how does that work now? Well,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I haven't seen the other X-Men's, so I can't.
Oh, First Class was good. Days
I
of Future
heard.
Past was good, but it shouldn't have been called Days of Future Past.
There's 3, right? There's First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse.
Yeah, Apocalypse was kind of meh.
See, I haven't seen him yet.
That's another thing. Apocalypse is kind of similar. I think about that Apocalypse movie in the same vein that I think of this Godzilla movie. Not good or not great.
Yeah.
Maybe Apocalypse is probably more bad than it is decent.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of references in X-Men. If you're an X-Men fan, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now that we've talked about the things that we hate, I fucking hate Kyle Chandler. He's making it real tough to be a Kyle in 2019, okay? Not only do I got this Monster Energy drink and fucking Fox Racing goddamn baseball cap shit and whatever the fuck else Kyle's do.
Next will be tap-out shirts.
Oh, my God, don't. Don't, dude, don't.
Or I think those are reserved for the biggest jokes the military.
So every time somebody's like, ha, 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 your name's Kyle, and you're obviously not like these Kyles, but let us tag you in it because your name's Kyle. I'm like, yo, I wish my name wasn't Kyle.
Here comes the ice cubes.
And then here comes the cola. And then I remember that my dad wanted to name me Cal. K-A-L.
Cal.
And my mom said, why Cal? And he's like, because Kal-El for Superman.
I was going to say, what would be your middle name? L?
Maybe.
Kal-El.
Yeah. And my mom said, you're not naming my fucking kid after Superman's Kryptonian birth name. Fuck you. And then my grandma kind of tricked him into compromising by giving it Kyle.
That was beautiful.
That's literally how my name came about. That's not a joke.
No, I know.
It's really how I was named.
I get it.
So Monster Energy drinks, tap out bullshit. You can go fuck yourselves. All right. My friend Alyssa tagged me in one today where it's I've collected the infinity and it's the tabs of all the tops of Monster cans in different colors.
Oh, that's harsh.
So fucking funny.
That's so
dude.
fucking harsh, dude.
So,
it's everywhere.
Now that we've talked about how much I hate being named Kyle, how much I fucking hate Kyle Chandler.
All right.
And the fact that I'm just kind of upset that they made a lot of Godzilla references for the sake of Godzilla. They could have taken out a few things and it would have been a more cohesive plot. You know what I mean? It would have been an easier plot.
Well, they're not trying so hard, yeah.
There are some people who are like, hey, maybe it's a little too long. We don't feel that way. But at 2 hours and 12 minutes, some people feel it's too long. If they cut out that whole Sarazawa killing himself.
Yeah.
With the oxygen destroyer. And come about some other way to have, even if you need Meltdown Gojira to come in at the end to be able to kill King Ghidorah. You can come up with that with a better way and cut 20, 30 minutes out of that movie.
Exactly.
And keep your best fucking human character in Serizawa. So shit like that bothers me. Now that we've talked about shit that we don't like.
So, last thing. The last subtle Easter egg I read today. All of the bases throughout the world where they contain various monsters are homage to release dates.
Okay.
So the Caribbean Bermuda site was containing Godzilla. That's 54.
Oh, that's right. That's all right. So
that's
so
base 54.
Oh, so they're all related to the years in which the films were released.
Right. So Rodan is 56. Mothra is 61 in China.
Okay.
The only one that was different is in Antarctica. It's 32 for King Ghidorah.
Okay.
Which, if you multiply that, that's 64. Multiply it by 2.
Yep.
That's the year Ghidorah is released.
Okay.
So that was a cool homage, I thought.
Calling him Monster Zero.
That is another Easter egg because when the first Alien investment in the Godzilla series outside of other monster movies, the Zillions or the aliens from Planet X will name the monsters Monster Zero for King Ghidorah, Godzilla's 01, and Rodan 02.
Oh, so I don't understand why Ghidorah first before Gojira.
Because it was their monster. They used, when you watch the movie, it'll make sense.
Okay.
Godzilla versus Monster Zero.
All right. So does your letter grade change at all now that we've talked about shit that we hate?
No.
No.
Still a B.
Yeah. I think
B.
maybe you ain't got no grades. You got a B.
You got a B.
I kind of almost miss Tyler Leahy right now.
I need that video.
You ain't got no good grades. You got a B.
A B.
A B. Maybe we'll put in the sound.
No, I think going into this, I had already predetermined that it was going to be a B.
You can't say that before. Oh, do you mean before we recorded today?
Yeah.
Oh,
Knowing
right.
both that we're going to discuss likes and dislikes, that a B was going to be the solid for now. Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Now, if there was a 3-hour cut,
Yeah.
which I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky and probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
But if there were a 3-hour cut, what would you have liked them to include to maybe make this movie a little bit better?
Again, I think a concept of a monster battle before everything converges on Boston, whether it be Godzilla.
I mean, there were like tiny skirmishes, and then they kind of
like
Bobby Brown grabs the fucking orca or whatever, blasts it through Fenway, and that's
like a battle on the way.
How weird was it to watch Fenway be such a critical part of this movie? Have you been?
Cool.
Have you ever been to Fenway?
Yes.
All right.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was cool, but also like
and the DC in ruins was great.
I meant to ask you.
Yeah.
How they must have really shot in Boston, right?
I don't think so.
No, not at all.
No.
All right. If not, they did a great job.
Yeah, I
doing
think
the
that's all
Fenway.
CGI.
Bumming. I was gonna say, how on earth did they shoot in Boston and you were an extra?
Oh yeah, no.
You would have been there in a heartbeat.
A lot of it was elsewhere. I think in Hawaii.
Maybe it was Georgia. Maybe soon it won't be fucking Georgia.
I think it was Georgia.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it was.
Fuck you, Georgia, and fuck you, Alabama.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, anybody listening to this can chime in. I remember seeing a lot of people, I think, down in Atlanta.
Yeah. So not just to be clear, again, not the people in Alabama or people in Georgia. You guys are cool, especially if you listen to this. I'm assuming you're decent fucking nerd people, and you probably are people. Your state governments, like, fuck them. You guys are cool though. I'm sure people are cool.
Yeah.
People are cool everywhere you go. The government's really what's fucked right now. All right, calm down, Kyle.
A lot of Godzilla and Kong was filmed in Atlanta. That's already wrapped too.
Yeah,
it's done. So
really, I mean, it is really.
It's coming out in 11 months.
In March,
or 10
right?
months. Yeah,
March of 2020.
9 months, whatever.
So you don't really have anything else to add to the 3-hour cut to this, huh?
Monster fights.
I'd like to see more fights. I mean, like I said,
I don't know if the story. Again, and I have to see it again. I don't know if the story can be fleshed out any more than it already has. That'll make it more.
No. I agree with you. I think the story was actually pretty straightforward to the point. It's like, hey, this is what we've invented in terms of technology. We're able to communicate and have these frequencies go out to be able to make the monsters do certain things.
If anything, maybe like
it's the most straightforward plot you can get.
Yeah. Like one of the big things that is seen a lot in the previews and stuff is like the temple to Mothra in China. Maybe they could have invested a little further in a Mothra backstory.
Exactly.
Rodan backstory. King Ghidorah backstory. We know quickly that they say he's not...
He's from space.
Yeah, he's from space.
He's like, oh, by the way, he's not even from the planet.
Like...
But he's still making this fucking alpha dominance frequency thing
I don't
that
know
everyone's
if
subsiding to.
you know, it's a pipe dream to save that for a potential prequel. But like, yeah, it's like... That would have been cool to flesh out the monsters.
Like how Ghidorah gets to Earth?
Yeah,
or like the first time he comes to Earth?
Like it was like badass seeing just Rodan just wrecking shit because that's what Rodan's known for.
Yeah, popping out of a volcano, fucking shit up and going back away.
Watching the original Rodan today, the scene where, you know, Rodan's being in pursuit of fighters and stuff, lands in the water, comes out, and then attacks what is it? Fukuoka?
Okay.
Fukuoka. Like, it's a cool scene where he like lands on the building and like, you know, he doesn't really do much for a bit, and then all of a sudden he just starts flapping his wings and unleashes like fury. It would have been cool to see more backstory if the time allows it. This isn't a reflection of the movie completed. This is the if you had more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly more back scenes.
If you make that 3-hour cut, and this is my point, if you're gonna try to force in all these Easter eggs again, and again, I'm mostly butthurt about the Sarazawa one. But the one that I'm mad that they threw in there solely for the sake of throwing it in with real no further explanation is the way in which the twins are aligned with Mothra and the way they communicate. Like, that is why the Mothra versus Godzilla movie ties into my brain so much as a kid. Like, I remember seeing the Peanut Girls fucking do their thing. And I'm like, this is bizarre. What's happening? I don't get, because I hadn't seen the original Mothra movie at that point. So I just saw
a long one.
I just saw these two little chicks singing songs and raising up Mothra, and I'm like, that's really one of my first real memories of the Godzilla universe or whatever. So I'm appreciative of the fact that they tried to force it in there, but like, if you give me a 3-hour cut, try to make that part of it. Oh, that's the other thing. Did you realize that those are two different characters, that they're twins played by the same actress?
No, it was the same actress,
When I watched it, I did not realize that.
No, it's the
not
same.
until they gave us the fucking
hair
photo.
Extensions.
It's ridiculous. Maybe I'm racist. This is my racist. That's maybe it.
Moving on.
Racist. But if you're gonna try to force in so many references, take the time to like make the references make a little bit more sense. Don't just throw them in for the sake of throwing them in, because otherwise it's like, hey, what's up, Godzilla fans? You like this half-assed reference we just made to some shit that you love? Well, like, if you're gonna make it.
The fact that they list, you know, they say like Mothra's the queen of the monsters.
Yep.
How did she get that way? You know,
why are you the way that you are?
And how is that alliance forged with Godzilla? If there even is an alliance, maybe it's one-sided. Mothra is known to protect Godzilla. You know what I mean? Like,
so now that we've just tried to like, you know, basically say that we could write a better Godzilla movie by basically adding more to the Easter eggs that they already added. What are your hopes? I mean, obviously the next film in this is, you know, the Godzilla, Kong versus Godzilla, and you'll be on the lookout. So this is probably going to be posted on Tuesday morning. So maybe this is Tuesday morning. Happy Tuesday, motherfuckers.
Happy Tuesday.
Be on the lookout on Thursday for the first Godzilla versus King Kong. Oh, it's actually King Kong versus Godzilla.
It is King Kong versus Godzilla.
And the billing is very important. So King Kong versus Godzilla that me, Brandon, and Shannon did last year. Yeah. That should be up on Thursday. But
it's strange that that movie and the movie following it, Godzilla, will be the second on the bill.
Huh.
Because the original movie following will be Mothra versus Godzilla.
And that one went up last week. Yep. You know, I just got to take a minute before we move on here. People have been, and by people I mean at least Dan, they are like inspired, I guess.
I dig it.
To go back and watch Godzilla films because of the passion that you exhibit while you talk about them.
Good. Well, we can bring them on board for Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
Yeah.
That's one of...
You know, Dan will bring you some good edibles.
Oh, okay. I'm in.
Jesus Christ.
No.
You don't watch My Hero.
I do not.
No. Me and him did a My Hero one. I think we were trying to get Mike Norm. Anyway, he brought me like these 3 little fucking boxes.
You said that, yeah.
They were like these little cupcake things with like vanilla frosting, but like this. It was grape Jolly Rancher dust.
That's right. You said that, and you like lost your.
Oh my god!
Probably what I would do is like say thank you and then bring it home with me?
No, that's not the. No, I mean I did because Mike Norm didn't show up because Mike Norm hates my guts most of the time.
Oh.
I ate his too.
Oh Jesus, man!
And then me and Dan sat here and watched My Hero for like I don't fucking know, like
Oh Jesus,
like 2 or 3 hours. Well, and then he's like, "Dude, I gotta go home." I'm like, "That's probably cool because then I can go to bed."
I can't move. Yeah. Well, Ghidorah the three-headed monster is considered by many to be one of the best of the series after Mothra versus Godzilla and the original. I certainly love it. It's whenever I can't decide or I just want to watch a Godzilla movie, it's my go-to.
Ghidorah
the three-headed monster.
Yeah. So now that we know that the next movie is Kong versus Godzilla, with that being the understanding, I guess what are your hopes for the future of the MonsterVerse? Is that what they're calling it? MonsterVerse?
Yeah.
Titanverse? MonsterVerse.
I have not seen Superman versus Batman, so you can. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Fuck that. I got better shit to do with my life.
I believe they team up in the end.
Who gives a fuck?
Well, it comes to my expectations where.
Do you think Godzilla and King Kong are going to team up at the end of the
They're
next
going
movie?
to fight and then ultimately team up against a bigger enemy. Perhaps
like Space Ghidorah?
Perhaps a modified Mecha King Ghidorah or
Space Ghidorah.
There's no such thing yet, so
I'm not very smart sometimes.
Per se. I mean, he's from space.
Do you mean Mecha Ghidorah?
Mecha King Ghidorah, yeah.
Mecha King Ghidorah.
I mean, there is this
because if you stayed, like the girl who was drinking wine to my right, did not do. If you stayed till the end, post credits,
there is a Ghidorah head that is originally decapitated by Godzilla. I believe it is the left head.
The way Godzilla finishes Ghidorah, though, just like by slurping that motherfucking last head up, like you miss some of it, but like you see the end of it, and it's like,
and then
he ate the whole thing.
He ate, and well, no, he blew the head off.
He blew the head off and ate it.
Yeah, that was pretty badass. So my assumption is that really Godzilla and Kong are not going to be mortal enemies per se.
But it says, the tagline says, one shall fall.
Yeah.
Which one's going to fall,
My bet is that they have a more viable option of continuing Kong movies, so Godzilla will be the one to fall.
Yeah.
Godzilla's on borrowed time. You know, at any moment.
They own the rights to King Kong.
Yeah. Toho can be like, look,
but like
you
once
can't
the
make any more
Godzilla rights
movies.
go away, and I don't know how the leasing works for Mothra, Rodan, whatever, but once Godzilla goes away, it's like, who the fuck is gonna? What do you do with King Kong after that?
That's up to Warner Brothers.
And even bigger King Kong.
Pretty much, there's been rumblings that Toho is going to kick up another series. You know,
and Toho and Warner Brothers cannot produce Godzilla movies concurrently.
I don't know if there's a clause.
It would kind of make sense if there was.
I think that like if Toho were to say, look, we're going to take up the franchise again.
Because think about it.
Because they made a Japanese movie after the American Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. Shin Godzilla's 2016. So maybe that's not the case.
I don't know. But they may have a clause in their contract that says you can't produce during this time.
Yeah.
Because we're going to produce.
Like, this is our year.
Yeah.
Because even think about it like that. Like, all right, Shin Godzilla comes out 2016.
Yeah.
King of the Monsters in America comes out 2019. Say that we know Japan's going to, and well, I guess, 2020, we already know that Warner Brothers is going to call King Kong. But say Toho was going to say they wanted to release their own reboot of the Godzilla franchise in 2021.
And I think
in my brain, I'd be like, yo, all right, fuck 2020, fuck Kong versus Godzilla. Toho is going to actually be restarting the real shit.
Yeah.
And then a year later, you know what I mean?
I believe after Shin Godzilla, they made a comment that, because they left Shin Godzilla opening for a sequel.
Okay.
Which to some's delight and to others' sadness, I don't think that's going to happen. They're just going to make a whole MCU series, a new Japanese MCU. But I think even then, when they were still up in the air about,
you're saying M, you're saying M for monsters, not
Monster
to liken it
Universe.
To a Marvel Cinematic
No,
Universe.
no, a Monster Cinematic Universe.
Because the first time I heard you say MCU, I thought that you meant a Monster Universe in the vein of MCU. No.
Well. And I think that's kind of what they're doing.
I just wanted to say that for the listener.
Yeah,
You're
they're
not
kind of doing that with the Legendary series.
Yeah.
Monsterverse, as they call it. If the Japanese kick up their Monsterverse, when after Shin Godzilla, they basically said like we can't really do anything till 2021 again anyway. So,
Godzilla.
you know, but at least I know right now they're ramping up some stuff at their Japanese Universal Studios theme park with merchandise and such. It's a Godzilla versus Evangelion. There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
So, a shameless plug opportunity, right? Patreon.com/Dragon Ball Superdome. We are currently doing the entire series of Death Note. We just hit episode 25. We released new episodes Monday through Friday, but the next series that we're releasing is going to be Cowboy Bebop on this daily shit. And then after that, I would like to do Evangelion with Mike Norm, but I'm going to have to wait till the wintertime when Mike Norm don't have a job because, you know.
So before
I miss Mike.
Godzilla fights Kong next year, the Titanic Kaiju will have to face the forces of Nerve in the crossover event brought to life at Universal Studios Japan this summer.
So
Shin Godzilla versus Neon Genesis
Evangelion
as part of the Universal Cool Japan promotion.
Yeah, Universal cool as fuck.
The real 4D shows off the latest interpretation of Japan's Godzilla, Shin, emerging from the watery depths and wandering right into the city that houses Nerve's base underground.
Okay.
With the 3 EVA units deployed, the trailer shows off the fight between the organic mech suits and the Colossal King Lizard.
This sounds wild. I bet you Godzilla wins because Godzilla's dope.
Okay.
Super dope. All right. So we've gotten the future of what we hope will happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess basically our hopes for the future of the Warner Brothers Godzilla is that Toho will take back over.
I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm not, you know. I certainly went out and bought all the toys and want to get the new NECA.
Yeah, that NECA Godzilla is fucking looking me in the eye.
And it's cheaper than an SH Monster Art, so
for
it's
sure
something I can bring into my office.
Although I looked at that Anguirus garage, what is it, big boy toy garage? Fuck, dude. I'm terrible. I work in this fucking comic store now. They've got these high-end toy models.
Yeah,
and outside of Dragon Ball shit, because even Dragon Ball shit.
There's a big Anguirus 55 statuette. Yeah.
Yes. And it's like $180.
I used to have that.
I picked that shit up and looked at it today. What is it? I think it's Garage Toys. Is the brand.
Yeah.
We've got a lot. We've got a cool 92 Godzilla.
Yeah. They're like big boxes, big cardboard boxes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Those were popular like 10 years ago. They're really cool.
I wish I had more money in my life, but I don't.
I have one Godzilla SH Monster Arts.
Well, just the one. Is that the one over here on my left? Yeah, and it's here on top of my
Mothra
Xbox,
versus Godzilla
next to my TV. I'll tell you
what.
First
series,
though, that Mothra.
What, the NECA?
Yeah. Like I want to buy it just to take it out of the box and expand its wings.
Expand it, yeah.
Oh my god, I want it so badly. All
Tomorrow.
right, that's gonna do it for King of the Monsters. So like. Be on the lookout for the King Kong versus Godzilla one Thursday, and that one again was recorded last year. You'll probably hear a bumper from me in the beginning, and maybe from me and Brandon at the end. So be on the lookout for that at the end. But I don't know, man. I think maybe we kicked off this Pojira thing.
Let's do it.
Maybe Pojira is now part of the Super Dope Anime Hour. I think maybe it just might become Super Dope.
That's cool. I mean, we still have 27 movies to watch and cover.
I mean,
just through the solid series, not counting some of the offshoots.
But here's my thinking: like, if we're just Super Dope, we can do movies. We can do we've done the last 2 Avengers movies.
Yeah,
me and you have both done both.
There is the Godzilla cartoon series.
I want to do those too.
The 3 movies.
Yeah. The ones on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 3 of them?
There's 3.
But I thought only the first of them came out.
All 3 are out.
All 3?
All 3 are done, yeah.
So my point is...
Gives me a headache.
Godzilla is adjacent to anime. Now there's actually a Godzilla anime, whatever. My point is, we go from Super Dope Anime Hour to Super Dope. If Dragon Ball comes back, you're going to hear...
Oh, yeah.
All right. What if Dragon Ball Super comes back and there's a better opening song than Limit Break X Survivor?
We could just put on Beyonce's Survivor.
Nope.
I'm a survivor.
I'm not gonna give up.
What?
I'm a survivor.
What?
Keep on surviving.
What?
Yeah, no, we can't afford that. I'm pretty sure even that will have
Crazy
to cut.
lights out there.
Yeah?
Yeah, someone's got xenon lights on.
Is it police?
Xenon warrior princess.
Is it police out there?
Nah, I don't think so.
Police roll through my neighborhood quite frequently.
I don't see no flashies.
Dude, the other day, there was 4 cop cars across the street from my apartment.
Jesus.
So there's like 1, 2 tenement houses, and then there's one a little bit further back, like in the middle.
Jesus.
And there's a black dude who lives there on one of the
Okay.
apartment floors. But somebody called the cops and said that there was somebody in the neighborhood who looked like they didn't belong there.
Ugh.
4 fucking cop cars show
Right.
up. And they're banging on every motherfucking door across the street.
Jesus.
9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night.
That's a raid,
Just
man.
fucking like flashlights everywhere. Like, you got an ID? Where should you be? Like shit. Like I heard all of it because I smoked cigarettes out this front window.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so weird.
That's when you put the blackout curtains on. Go to bed.
I mean, I didn't go to bed, but I
Yeah.
closed the blackout curtains, but left my window open so I could hear the shit that was going on. You know what else is unnerving? Dude who lives across the street, and like, if you don't listen to the Patreon podcast, maybe you don't know how much I like to bitch about neighbors, but I'm at Cordy's house. I bitch about everybody, including the dude who used to shovel his roof and cut his fucking lawn at
Yeah.
the end of December. The dude I complain about in this motherfucking neighborhood, well, I'll complain about that lady over there about parking all goddamn day. But the dude I hate in this motherfucking neighborhood, dude who lives across the street, obviously he's got some serious emphysema. He's got the tubes going on. He got a little walker cane thing. But anytime he walks to the store to go fucking continue to give himself cancer to
Right.
get cigarettes, he'll he can't leave his house without his fucking mobile police scanner. So he'll be walking from here to the fucking convenience store, and you'll see it. And I'm like, are there fucking cops outside my window? I just want fresh air. I just want fresh air. Do they
That's just
smell
like
what's going on?
24-hour fucking soap opera, dude.
Dude, that guy's living 24-hour soap opera. Absolutely. But he's giving me 24 fucking hour anxiety.
I'd rather do that with Godzilla, man.
Well, whatever. We just talked about Godzilla for sure. I'm glad that we did it. Be on the lookout for King Kong versus Godzilla on Thursday. I don't know what the next one's going to be that we're going to do together, man.
Ghidorah the three-headed monster. It should be in the pile I left you.
They're somewhere on that shelf.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I see it. Yeah.
so
see
what
them.
month is it now? So this is June 1st.
Yeah.
I'll be 30 on Monday.
Who's A?
Fist bump. Last podcast of my 20s.
Whoa.
Oh my God, it's the last podcast of my 20s. I feel like we did a pretty exceptional job outside of the fact that I've caught the buzz in the last 15 minutes. So, all right, super dope. We'll talk to you guys again with another Pojira
Hey, I love it.
maybe in July. And maybe in July, maybe we'll be watching Dragon Ball Super according to all those verified online journalists
We
on
said
YouTube.
that about April, didn't we?
We said that about April, didn't we?
Said that about February, didn't we?
No, it wasn't ever about
All
February.
right.
But in December, we thought it was April. And then when it wasn't April in March we thought it was July. And now that it's June and it's not July, we're thinking maybe it's September. And then if
Jesus.
it's not September, then it must be 2020. Because no shit, it'd be 2020 if it's not September. Oh my God! Don't call yourself an investigative journalist!
Oh my God.
Super dope!
Oh my God.
You want to end it with Dragon Ball?
What do you mean?
Well, I just wanted a Dragon Ball rant, so... No, you gotta do a little more gravitas than that.
Go for it.
I just made a jerk-off motion
Yeah.
the entire time I did that.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's for the Patreon.